people who were born last century. It's cool.
Damn it, dude. That hurt. Somebody just Thanos snapped me, dude, because I'm gonna fade to dust right now. Holy shit. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the CoinDrop podcast. This is actually episode 125. So just a note on that, last week I said 125, but it was, in fact, episode 124. So I do apologize for that confusion. I got my own self messed up. So welcome back. We are here, 125. Chris is joining me on this episode, and it's been a minute. What have you been up to, buddy?
Playing a lot of Overwatch.
Gross.
Gotten into 2 playtests.
Okay.
That I can't talk about.
Sure.
And just working my ass off. Quick question for you though,
Yeah.
real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Is this episode 125 considering that episode 118 doesn't exist?
Episode 118 does exist. It just only exists in audio format.
Yeah, if I can't see it, it doesn't exist.
It definitely, you can see it on your phone if you launch anywhere you listen to podcasts. You can see episode 118. It's there. Notes are there. It's also on the Patreon. So, it's there.
I'm just going to call that the missing episode.
It is the missing episode. It is kind of missing. It's missing from YouTube. But if you go back in our YouTube history, we didn't really start doing YouTube episodes until like the 60-somethings. So, technically, if you want to get super technical, we're probably on episode like 70 something on the YouTube. But yeah, I mean, the audio version of the show has been going since almost, by the time this publishes, almost exactly 3 years. Right. Yeah. And we were supposed to be doing our second annual giveaway for our 3rd year anniversary this coming month, or while you're listening to this month. But as I said last episode, it's gonna have to be postponed. I am fucking swamped with all kinds of stuff. Housework, school, stress to the max. I am drowning, and there are 80-pound weights around my ankles. So we're doing okay. I'm here. That's what we're doing. Well, other than work and getting into a couple of playtests you can't talk about, have you played anything else lately besides Overwatch?
A little bit. Very, very little. Like I said, I haven't had a ton of time.
Sure.
Finally started playing a little bit more of Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Yeah.
My roommate got that for me as a Christmas present. Finally downloaded it, started playing it. Phenomenal game.
I mean, they
absolutely
swept the game
all the hype
award.
they've had.
Yeah, they swept the game award,
Yeah.
So I'd hope so.
Yeah. Touched a little bit of Bitcraft Online.
Okay.
They finally started doing their world reset. And today was actually, at the time of this recording, Space Marine 2 released a new PvE game map and a new class, their Tech Marine, finally.
Nice. That came out.
Played a little bit of that today. Tech Marine is fun.
Nice.
It's fun. But like most games that release new classes, they're going to make the new class a little bit overpowered, or more fun, and, just to bring people in and really have fun playing it.
For sure.
We'll probably spend the next 2-3 months nerfing the hell out of it.
As they do. As they do.
Yeah. But that's been my life. Just work, figuring out where I'm going to live next and when that's going to happen, and Overwatch and NDA games.
Gotcha. Yeah, I have not touched my computer unless it was to work on the podcast or work on homework, which sucks because Diablo launched a new class, and we talked about that last episode, and the new expansion for Diablo 4 looks great, and I have no idea what they're doing with BlizzCon because of all the great stuff that they've shown already, so it's going to be interesting. But let's go ahead and start with plugging our Patreon. Over at patreon.com/CoindropPod, you'll get extra content. There's a lot of upcoming games very soon. We cover roughly a 2-week span over there where we talk about the games that are coming out immediately. So if you want to be up to date on games that look really good, that look cool, maybe some you don't even know about, you can check us out over there and get some up-to-date news. We also include links to all those games, whether it's on Steam or the Nintendo eStore, wherever you can get that game, we also provide that link for you so you can get it very easily if you are interested in it. In addition to that, we're going to be talking about the new Horizon game over there, and you can get our thoughts. Yes, a
new Horizon game.
If you can't gather our thoughts, you can hear them over there. For only $3 a month, you can find out what Chris and I think of the new Horizon Zero Dawn game. Yeah, over there on patreon.com. Get it a little bit early, too. You get the audio early, as well as a link to the unlisted Patreon side video version, which comes out the same day as the free side. It's all over there. You can find all the information, or you can jump in our Discord and ask us. We'll tell you everything you want to know. You also get special tags in our Discord and some extra fun, like, private area for patrons only to make you feel special. So $3 a month, and you get all that. There's other tiers as well. You know, helps us out. If you don't, hey, just tell a friend you like the show. It's the best way you can help us. I don't care if we blow up, if we have steady growth. Doesn't matter to me, as long as you guys enjoy the content, and if you do, just tell a friend. That's all I ask. Well, let's start off with kind of, I hate to say this, but the roots of CoinDrop. Why we started. Why my previous co-host and I began CoinDrop as a website, and why we're back now. Resident Evil 9 Requiem just came out. And it looks pretty good. Reviews are good. Really good. There's no current reviews on Steam. I checked as of time of recording. But Metacritic's been saying pretty good things about the game. A lot of people are giving it high scores. Now, I've said before in an earlier episode that part of what hurt CoinDrop when my previous host and I started it was that we didn't do scores. And I think that was actually the last episode you and I did, Chris, where we were talking about I Hate This Place.
Yeah.
So I said that previously, and it kept us out of aggregates like Metacritic, which kind of drove down our metrics in terms of traffic on the website. There was a reason for that. And part of that reason was scores can get inflated. Well, reviews can now also be written by AI. And in the case of Resident Evil Requiem, there's a suspicious amount of them that have been. One of them confirmed to have been written by AI that was pulled onto Metacritic. A once long-standing and very reputable UK-based gaming news website called videogamer.uk, I assume, had their review pulled from Metacritic because reviewers or readers of this review could very clearly point out that it was AI slop. Apparently, last week, and this article was literally published today at time of recording, so last week, the company was gutted and sold to a clickbait SEO spam aggregate company that replaced the entire writing staff with AI. So you know how I've said AI isn't the problem in the past? This is where AI becomes the problem. This is where AI becomes the issue. I want to hear your thoughts, Chris. What do you think?
I mean, it's exactly what you've said before in the past. It's AI in itself isn't the problem. It's how people use it. AI is a supplementary tool to be used by people because AI isn't far enough along the way to, this isn't Cyberpunk 2020. You can get like some like secondary brain in your head and it's just, an actual artificial intelligence that's just doing its own thing. You can talk to it. It has opinions and things like that. AI today is still just a tool.
Yep.
And people need to use it as such. The fact that people are out here and they're just like, oh yeah, we're going to use AI to replace people to do things like write news.
Yeah.
No, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Take gaming out of this. This in any other situation where insert news outlet here. And now they've replaced their journalist with AI. The amount of damage you can do, it'd be irreversible. Like, you would... It's so frustrating because, like, I want to be avidly against AI because it's very easy to just be like, no, AI is always evil. But it's really not. AI has its use as a tool, and this is the worst case I have seen of AI since Call of Duty using it to basically build their whole game. Like, this is, not only do we have to compete with bad writers now, or people who are journalists first and gamers second, we're now dealing with AI that is writing articles. And thankfully, as the informed generation we are, we're able to identify it pretty easily. Give it 2 generations. My daughter's kids, I don't know that they're going to be able to spot that stuff right away.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, by then, AI is probably going to have developed to something more along the lines of, like how we imagine like
Hopefully.
AI to be, which it's very possible. I mean, look at how far they've come along in quantum computing, like all like the recent like actual successful tests they've had on sending data from one side of the planet to the other, like at the snap of a finger.
Yeah.
It's, if technology continues to evolve the way it has in our lifetime, if we don't get like theocracies and stuff like that that like pop up out of nowhere and start stunting technological growth, I wholly see AI getting to that point. Absolutely.
I mean, eventually, the ultimate end is that it's going to kill us. I firmly believe that. It might be 10 years.
That, sure.
It might be 10 years from now. It might be 200. I don't know. But like, ultimately, once AI gets that real sentience and realizes how fucking idiotic we are as a species, they'll cull us. They'll be like, we don't need this many of you. I don't think humanity will go extinct, but I don't know. I got some examples here. I've got some samples. So the question started raising around this writer when this specific writer, the byline for this, is from a gentleman, I use that term very loosely, by the name of Brian Marigold. Very quickly, some red flags were raised about Brian here. One of those being that he had no bylines on anything else prior to this article. And sure, granted, we all start somewhere. Everyone starts somewhere. But generally, when you're writing as a job, you have other sources. You know what I mean? Like, prime example, we've had people write for us when we were a website that now can be like, hey, here's my previous work. He has none. He has no existence prior to this article. And he's apparently a, quote, experienced iGaming and sports betting analyst. Sports betting analyst? Writing video game review articles? iGaming?
What is iGaming?
Your guess is as good as mine. I imagine it's playing video games on an iPhone, but I genuinely don't know.
Hang on, now I want to pull this up.
Pull it up. Pull it up. I'm gonna keep, because it gets better, right? They don't
like
even,
the letter I.
Yes, the letter I followed by the word gaming. I don't know. I would imagine it's like
I'm literally typing this into Google as what the hell is iGaming? Gambling apps.
That's what I thought. Yeah, it makes sense. Sports betting, sure. And again, that follows with who bought the videogamer.uk or whatever it was. You know, it was a gambling SEO spam agency called ClickOut. So of course, right? Well, it gets even better, dude. They don't even try to disguise that this guy was AI. Because when you clicked on his profile picture image, the URL that comes up, no shit, chat-GPT-image-ocт-20-2055-11_57_34-am-300x300.png.
All right. All right.
Come on, man. Like, this is... You cannot put that and tell me this is a real person. The article could have been perfectly written. The article could have been the most advanced written AI, like, indistinguishable. That right there, bro, what are you doing?
see, now here's my thing. And entertain the idea here, okay? If people want to start using AI like ChatGPT, Gemini, and like, all these other, big AI sources out there,
sure,
to do things like write news, don't try and portray it as if it is a person writing. Just be like, hey, this is an AI generated news article. This is what it is. Don't try and portray it as like, oh yeah, we wrote this.
I'll take it.
If you're honest about it, then at least it's like, okay, cool. Like, you're at least saying it's AI, and we can sit there and look at it and be like, okay, this was generated by AI, not a person, as opposed to being like, oh yeah, it's just your news. It's everyday news, written by a person. I feel like that would make a little bit of a difference to some of the animosity that AI is getting nowadays. Really, like, it just be honest about it.
I'll give you news. I would slightly agree with, because news can be aggregated. News, you can find sources, aggregate that, shove that into an AI. You can't do that with a review. That is bullshit.
No,
that is bullshit. You cannot tell me that you're giving a review on a game, even if you just outwardly say, hey, this is AI reviewed. Why? What good does that do anybody for an AI to go and say, okay, all these people say it's a great game, it's a great game. All these people say it's a bad game, it's a bad game. Like, that review is literally useless. It's literally trash.
Yeah, because reviews are supposed to, like, it's the emotion behind it. Like, when we play a game, like the new Dragon Quest 8 reimagined, or 9, 5, 6, 8. Like, that's a classic. Like, I've only played 1 or 2 Dragon Quest games in my life, but like, I remember those games. Those are classics.
Sure.
And when I look at that, I sit here and think, I'm like, oh man. So like, if I were to play that game and say, hey, this is going to be a topic we're talking about today for this podcast, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember when I did this in this game, and now comparing it to this one, the reimagined version. Like, that's what a review is.
Yes.
It's telling you about the game, what the changes are, and comparing it to the other one, not just simple matter-of-fact slop. Because if that's what I want to do, I'm just going to go look at Steam.
Yeah. Well, matter-of-fact slop, let me tell you, I have a snippet here of the article that was written by this AI, and it is riddled with just unhelpful dialogue that is just like, hey, I know the Resident Evil franchise. That's how this reads. So I'm going to read this to you. Direct from the article that was pulled, quote, Resident Evil Requiem is not just a victory lap for Capcom's survival horror dynasty. It is a chainsaw-revving, blood-soaked testament to why we love getting scared stupid. It is the sort of finale that effectively grabs the franchise by the lapels, shakes it violently, and demands you acknowledge just how far it has come since the tank control days of 1996. First of all, this isn't the end of the franchise. Let's just address finale. Who said this is the end of Resident Evil? In what world is Capcom going to retire its, I don't have the metrics for this, likely most profitable franchise? Like, it's either this or it's Monster Hunter for Capcom. Those are like their 2 massive hits. What in God's name makes anyone think finale? So already just that immediately, no. And just literally chainsaw revving, okay, you're just throwing buzzwords in here. Like, this is bad early IGN cliche writing. Like, no one writes like this. I don't even write like this. Grabs you by the lapels? What fucking gamer wears lapels? What gamer knows what the hell a lapel is?
Most gamers.
All right, listen.
Most people know what a lapel is.
Sure, but like,
just gonna throw that out
the point is, you're not gonna write that in a fucking article. Grabs you by the collar, grabs you by the throat, grabs you by the neck, grabs you by the head. Like, lapels?
Yeah. No, not the word I would ever use.
While other series limp toward their
reference to this,
again, referencing the end of the franchise, while other series limp towards their conclusions, Resident Evil 9 arrives with the confidence of a tyrant smashing through a brick wall. That's just a little snippet that I pulled from the article. Like, who told this quote-unquote person this is the last Resident Evil? Where are you getting that information? Because I guarantee you it's not.
Yeah, no, there's no way. I'm pretty sure Monster Hunter has overtaken
Like I said,
Resident Evil
I don't have the metrics,
as their
but
number, but
yeah.
yeah, but no, but it's definitely up there. It's
Mhm.
definitely, if it's not number one, it's definitely number two.
Yeah.
I feel confident enough to say that. Um, I don't. I'm with you on this one. I'm actually flabbergasted that they would have the audacity to say, "Oh yeah, the finale." Capcom ain't retiring Resident Evil. What the hell are you talking about?
No, not
What,
at all.
where did they even pull? Like, what corner of the internet has ever talked about the end of Resident Evil that AI was just like, oh hey, this person said it's the last thing. I'm gonna call it the finale.
Reddit.
Like,
Reddit. That's, dude, I'm telling you, AI more and more is pulling sources from Reddit, and it's laughable. It's absolutely laughable. But yeah, I agree. I don't know, like, again, it's just full of like, oh hey, I know this franchise. Okay, sure. But I mean, this is a prime example of kind of why CoinDrop never did and never will, and I will die on this hill, will never do review scores. Because you get pulled into these aggregates and lumped in, and dude, there's people identifying a ton of other stuff where they're like, this could be AI. This could be AI. CoinDrop will never be that because we don't use scores. We use dollar amount. We go, is this game worth your fucking money? There's no yes or no to that. Like, I mean, there is, but it's not like a 9 out of 10. You can't slop that. So, I don't know. Just me tooting my own horn there for being like, yeah, fuck Metacritic anyways. And all these other people who use this stupid ass system. Fuck your sliding scale.
Yeah, because I mean, you're absolutely right. It's like, to me, one game might be like, oh yeah, 8 out of 10, buy this game. And you're going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Fuck that game.
Yeah.
1 out of 10.
Yeah.
And that's me being generous.
There's a lot of people that bought Dragon Age Veilguard, and I'm like, fuck that game. That game ain't worth it free.
And you were excited about that game.
I was hopeful. I was real hopeful.
You were excited. You were excited.
I was hopeful.
You were.
Anyways, yeah, I don't know, man. This just, it makes it harder to trust other outlets, right? Like, it makes it hard to know. I mean, if you do the research, right? But if you look at just Metacritic and go by what it's aggregating, what it's pulling from the internet, because that's all Metacritic does, is it just finds these sources and says, oh, they gave it this number, let's pull in their review. And then it compiles all those for readers to go like, oh, 87 people say, or 87 sources say this is a 10 out of 10 game. Must be good. But if all of those are just AI slop generically written to give any game a good score, how do you trust that?
Yeah.
You literally just have to go and read through every single review, and then at that point, what's the fucking point of an aggregate site like Metacritic? And they did good, don't get me wrong, they did good pulling this down as soon as it was brought to their attention. But we shouldn't be at this point. Adam.
Yeah, news is one thing, because news should all just be factual information pulled from sources.
Yeah, it should be an echo chamber.
These people are doing this, those people are doing that. Period.
Yep. Now you can
don't
put
bring
your
feelings into news.
You can put your opinions into it, but you have to put them in a way that makes it clear they're your opinions. For example, we did that at CoinDrop, where we're like reporting on a game and we're like, hey, this game's doing this is what's happening. Personally, I don't think this is a good idea, blah, blah. But again, it's that personal aspect of it. It's the core of the message has to be consistent across all platforms. And you can use AI to do that somewhat. Personally, I wouldn't. But yeah, in news, I don't like it, but it makes more sense than a review.
Yeah. And I can agree to that, because we've said it enough. It's reviews tend to have a little bit more like emotion. At this point, at this day and age, reviews have a nostalgia factor.
I think so.
You're not just talking about a new game. You're taking this new game and comparing it to how it makes you feel compared to the games you grew up with.
Yeah, or the game you played last week and reviewed.
That's ultimately what people are really looking for, especially in our age group, like people who were born last century. It's cool.
Yeah. Damn it, dude. That hurt. Somebody just Thanos snapped me, dude, because I'm gonna fade to dust right now. Holy shit. Born last century, bro. If a kid ever, if an individual ever says that to me, I might break their back like Batman. God damn it. Born last century.
Well, there's our intro.
Yeah, no joke.
I can't believe I said that. Ooh, fuck.
Good stuff.
But yeah, so those of us who were born like in the 90s, we have seen games evolve from like 8-bit for those of us who were actually born like in 1990.
Yeah.
We got to see some of those super early like 8-bit games like the Atari.
Well, that would have been earlier than this, but yeah, we would have grown up playing that stuff and experiencing the new stuff from there.
Yeah, we would have experienced it. Like it was still around long enough.
Yeah.
So we got to experience, play it. We got to see, 16, 36-bit games.
32.
We got to see 32. We got to see them leap into things like the Nintendo 64, the Sega Genesis.
Yeah, we got 3 dimensions.
All of this nonsense.
That was mind-blowing.
We got 3 dimensions in video games. We got to see light gun technology, which for way back then, it was absolutely insane as to how they made that work. Yeah. We got to see games go online. We got to see games develop more depth. We got to see games go from polyhedral shapes to, oh shit, that looks like a person.
Yeah.
Like the James Bond 007 and 64 game. Like, yeah, hey, that's a fucking face on that thing. Like, it looks like a regular person's face. And we've got to just see the complete evolution to where games are today to essentially back from when it started in like the mid to early 80s. And
yeah, in that time
ish. Yeah.
I mean, that's when it started to gain traction for sure. The Ataris came out in the 70s, I believe. But yeah, like there was some early stuff before that. But yeah, like 80s was where it really started to take off, and then it just accelerated.
Right. And it's like, I mean, now look at us. Like, we're at the point where like VR is actually decent to play, not just a complete mess. It's still pretty messy, but they're refining VR now.
Yeah.
We've got things like augmented reality glasses that you can wear. We've got smart glasses coming out. So to see where games are today and having seen where they've started from, and then seeing what people are doing with just complete trash and doing things using like basic AI nonsense to be like, oh, we're going to use this to talk about a review. It's no. I want someone to jump on, review a game, and then talk about it while also referencing older games that I'm familiar with, games that I might have played, like Turok.
Yeah. Dino Crisis.
Compare a couple of shooters to like the Turok game, or like Banjo-Kazooie, right?
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Yeah, the absolute madness it was to give children a game like Conker's Bad Fur Day.
I mean, arguably that was very clearly rated M, but ESRB was so young at that time that no one really understood it.
Yeah. Because let me tell you, I was, God knows how fucking stupid and young, and there I am sitting there playing Conker's Bad Fur Day like, oh my god, this is fun. They said fuck.
A lot.
That's what reviews should be. We're talking about new modern games and then comparing it to what that game's predecessor, what inspired this game?
Yeah.
What should I play this game and approach it as, like, oh, this game has,
Elements
similarities
of
to,
this,
to this, and this. Like, that's what I want to hear about. I don't want to hear just, like, simple, factual, yes, this game is a shooter. It can be compared to blah, blah, blah. It also has features of blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, that's not what I want to hear.
Yeah. My review of Cloudheim, even, one of the comments that was on that review was, someone even said, finally somebody's giving me, like, how the core mechanics of this game works instead of just gameplay. I'm like, yeah, man, like, that's what we try and do. We try and give you everything we can about the game, our thoughts on top of how the game functions and how we understand it. So, yeah, gaming is a passion, and I get that it makes a lot of money, and I get there's a lot of money involved in it, and I get that reporting on it can make a lot of money, or it can be really expensive. I understand why this company decided to lay everyone off and use AI for slop, because AI is free-ish, and people aren't. But obviously, there's a human aspect that, like, love goes into it. Love is really, like, that's the chemical X in this concoction. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It's a choice, but while we're on the topic of AI and change, Phil Spencer has announced his retirement. And for a long time, people thought that the Xbox president, Sara Bond, internally and externally, people thought she was going to step into the role as Microsoft Gaming CEO. She apparently has left the company too. And as far as I can find, no explanation as to why she stepped away. My guess is she found out that she was not taking over for Phil Spencer. Instead, someone hired in 2024, 2 years ago, is taking over the position that Phil Spencer worked his way up to, starting as an intern at Microsoft at the, I think he was like 20, but he started in the 80s at Microsoft as an intern and became the Microsoft gaming CEO. But we're going to hire someone externally who's only been with the company 2 years and promote them to his level. If that doesn't tell you how businesses run have changed, and that you have exactly zero chance of actual growth in a company, boy, it's bleak.
I wouldn't go as far as saying,
yeah, I mean, that's definitely nihilist of
this
me.
proves you've got,
yeah,
but you're absolutely right when you're saying, like, this is just how businesses are operating these days. They don't care about employee loyalty. They don't care about how long you've been with a company. They just care about numbers, like what you're producing
your
for
metrics.
The company.
Yep.
And if they can bring someone in from the outside that can bring the numbers or the metrics, and especially at, like, higher, like, upper management, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
At that point, it's optics.
Yep.
How can you make the company look? Your metrics don't matter as much. It's how can you make the company look? What kind of PR can you bring us?
Yeah.
Which is why I never want to really be anything more than, like, maybe upper middle management at best, but yeah.
So,
no, thank you.
Who is getting promoted is the Microsoft Core AI president, Asha Sharma, is taking over the position. They're promoting, as Microsoft does about their AI core president to the president of gaming. Cool. We are now putting someone who has no understanding of video games. Granted, this is off the cuff. I don't know if she's like a hardcore gamer, but has not been involved in this side of the business. She's been focused on AI creation. And now we're putting her in charge of Xbox. To be clear, I don't give a fuck that she's a woman. Genuinely don't give a shit what side of the spectrum you're on. I want somebody who's going to do good for the business here, because Microsoft has been failing for years. Excuse me. Xbox has been failing for years. So
Yeah.
she's taking over, and someone by the name of Matt Booty, great name, is being promoted to Chief Content Officer, which I don't know what the fuck that role looks like, and I don't know what Mike's done, but apparently he's actually been with the company for a while. Now, I want to quickly talk about The email that was an internal email that Sharma sent out to all employees as like a, hey, introduction, kind of like I'm taking over position kind of thing. And I gotta be honest, it reads like AI laughable corporate slop, which is just really funny for the contents of this email, because she goes on to say, and I quote, "As monetization and AI evolve and influence their future, we will not chase short-term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. Games are, and always will be, an art crafted by humans and created with the most innovative technology provided by us." The head of AI says this, who is now going to be the head of Xbox Gaming, Microsoft Gaming. Well, that sounds nice. That sounds lovely. Let's talk about the first section of her email here, which genuinely reads like corporate boilerplate. She expresses no explanation of how or what she's going to do, and maybe she will, but I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. But this initial email sounds like boilerplate garbage. Quote, "My first job is simple. Understand what makes this work and protect it." All right, let me pause you right there. Microsoft Xbox has not been working for over a decade. Your first sentence is understand what makes this work and protect it. It doesn't work. You're hemorrhaging money. You have failed your fans for a decade plus. Nothing at Microsoft Xbox is working. So that first sentence, immediately like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you talking about? Continuing.
Yeah.
That starts with 3 commitments. First, great games. Okay. Interesting. Everything begins here.
Sure.
Okay. That's generally how video games work is, when you run a business, you should make good product. Are we talking new IPs?
Yeah.
What are we talking about? We must have great games beloved by players before we do anything. Okay. Unforgettable characters, stories that make us feel, innovative gameplay, and creative excellence. I'm still waiting for something of substance here. We will empower our studios, invest in iconic franchises, and back bold new ideas. Still waiting for some substance here. I'm starving to death. We will take risks. We will enter new categories and markets where we can add real value, grounded in what players care about most. What do players care about most? What do we care about? No? Okay. I promoted Matt Booty in honor of this commitment. He understands the craft and the challenges of building great games. Does he? What has he worked on? You going to say anything about that? No? He has led teams that deliver award-winning work. Cool. Which ones? And has earned the trust of game developers across the industry. Cool. Which ones? That's...
Yeah, this is exactly...
It's corporate slop.
I'm pretty... Oh, absolutely. I think I see what's going on here. So they promoted her probably just legit as a manager. Like, not just like the CEO. She's just here to manage. And Matt Booty, here's the thing. Leadership, you don't need to be the subject matter expert. You need to know enough about what your team is supposed to do and then find the people who will actually be executing all of this stuff.
Sure.
And this sounds like this is exactly what it is. She probably just has an idea on how to steer us, Xbox, in the right direction. And they're just like, cool, I can handle the marketing stuff. I can handle the optics. I just need people who understand what gaming is. I'm hoping this is pure speculation on my end, but I'm hoping that this is what this is because, yeah, what you just read was buzzwords.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Pure buzzword.
Yeah.
Like 90% of that was buzzwords, and because you're saying, there's no substance here. It's like, oh, he's led projects that have been award winning. Cool. A good leader would have been like award-winning games, such as, and then here's a list of this. Here are the awards that those games won. Stuff like that is the kind of stuff that I expect from a human, from somebody who actually works in an industry and knows what their people want to hear. Like, that's how you motivate people. It's like, cool. It's like getting a lieutenant straight out of college from ROTC.
Yeah, I was just gonna equate it to military.
It's like getting a fresh lieutenant, fresh butter bar out of ROTC, doesn't know what the hell they're doing, but you know what? They've learned a fuck ton. They know the basics, and it's up to the NCOs to be like, okay, sir.
Yep.
Or okay, ma'am. You know, it's like, hey, LT, like, cool. This is what you learned. Here's how we apply what you've learned to what we actually do.
And then you hope that the LT is receptive enough and not so stuck up their own ass about the rank system that they understand that the people on the floor have far more experience than they do and should shut up and learn how it actually works. Now, you can lead, but you also need to understand experience is a real leader as well. And so hopefully she understands that. Hopefully Mike Booty is this guy who is, got a huge reputation. I don't know him personally, but I can't know everybody in the industry. That'd be fucking insane. So I have my fingers crossed, kind of like you, that maybe this is the right move. But that very first line of my first job is simple, understand what makes this work and protect it, is like, it doesn't work. That's literally a couple years ago, before the acquisition of Activision Blizzard, Phil Spencer was given an ultimatum of make it profitable or shut it down. Like, that was a real internal conversation that he had with Microsoft, where they were like, this has failed. Microsoft continues to hemorrhage money. Excuse me. Xbox continues to hemorrhage money. But, like, I don't know. I hope, because said it a million times on this show, competition is good for the industry. If Microsoft goes away, that leaves Sony and Nintendo, and they do not compete in the same category. God forbid anybody tries to make a PC in 2026 and forward, because I hope you have an unlimited budget. It's not going to happen anymore. We very well might be at the end of PC gaming in the next 4 years if something doesn't change.
Well, large scale PC gaming for sure. Because it won't be as readily. I mean, it's already not that
That's what
accessible.
I mean. Yeah,
like
it's gotten
high-end
worse.
PC gaming is not accessible. Yeah. The other day when I was talking to you, where I thought my cats killed my monitors, I'll just make this a quick, shameless AMD plug. I don't know what the hell you guys do to the software on your guys' GPU, but the way your GPU protects itself, fucking kudos.
Nice.
Fucking kudos. I'm pretty sure I've got a short somewhere in my system. I need to figure that out, but my GPU has basically just disabled itself in the system, and I just need to open up Device Manager and re-enable it, and that's how it's protected itself. Otherwise, the
GPU would have been fried.
When I bought this card, when you sent me that sale, I think it was maybe a year old GPU at the time.
Yeah, it was on the tail end of its release.
If not brand new.
Yeah, it was on the tail end of its release here.
Yeah. I got this thing on sale for like $650, $700, something like that. I just looked up because I was scared to death that I needed to buy a new GPU. $1,200.
For which one? For like a 5070? Or
for the same one that I have.
Holy
For
shit.
the 7900 XT.
Damn.
For the 7900 XT.
Wow.
$1,200.
Yeah.
DDR5, 64 gigs. What I have right now, $700.
Yep.
RAM, $700. What?
Yep.
What is happening?
AI.
This
AI.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
So, getting back to this, that is a good plug though. I do like that. AMD is not praised enough for the things they do well. They're castrated for the things they do poorly, and it sucks. But Microsoft for years has been pushing that Xbox is a service, and it sounds like we're going to see more of that with her. She continues to say in her email, quote, "Gaming now lives across devices." A little bit of extra there. PC, mobile, and cloud. Xbox should feel seamless. I don't know. Maybe I'm old, being born last century, but gaming is done on a couch. Not in your hands, on a tablet or on a phone. Handhelds are a thing, but they have buttons. And the idea of cloud gaming has never sat well with me. And with where we are with PC gaming, it's becoming a scary, scary possibility that we're closer to renting computers as a virtual client and playing games via the internet, which is such a horrible fucking idea because, dude, half this country still doesn't have megabyte connections above 12. We cannot push everybody into this online. I said this when, PS4 era came out and Xbox was like, it has to always be online. Not everyone has internet that plays video games. In this state, within a driving distance of the city I live in, when I used to work at the game store, we ran a free service where people could bring in their PS4s and Xboxes, and we would download and update their games for them for free because they didn't have internet where they lived. And granted, at this point, that was over a decade ago, but that's still the case in a lot of the middle of the country. And yeah, Starlink's a thing, and it's getting bigger, but it's not affordable. I think a 50 megabyte plan through them is $120 a month, not including the $400 fee to get the damn thing shipped to you.
And I think it is location dependent.
It is very location dependent still.
Yeah, because you can have, like, somebody in the Midwest could have, like, a 50 megabyte plan, and then somebody out here in Spokane could have a 50 megabyte plan. And they could very well have, like, a $40 to $50 price difference, which is... Why?
I mean, I kind of understand the idea there, cost of living adjusting, but, like, at the same time, we don't have the access to the internet globally or even in our own country enough to justify an always online virtual machine that you connect to remotely via internet and play your games. That's just not reality. And I don't know. This idea of cloud gaming sounds fun to a certain extent, but when you're pushing your entire brand to move that direction, I don't think it's the right move. I really don't. And Microsoft is just going to end up killing Xbox. I hope Sharma and Booty can turn this ship around and right Microsoft's Xbox and go back to what players want. Because here's the thing. What players want is exclusives back in your ecosystem. What players want is a reason to buy your hardware that you don't want to make anymore because you lose money on it. And you lose money on it because you won't make exclusives, because you think play has no limits, and play should have limits because exclusives sell hardware. This is the first generation in console gaming history that I have been alive for that I did not buy a next-gen system, because there's nothing on PlayStation that isn't planned to come to PC at some point that I personally care about. Living evidence that you need exclusives to sell hardware. And Microsoft, you lost because you stopped making exclusives. And you continue to fail because you stop making exclusives. And you do things like Game Pass where you go, hey, we're going to raise the price. Yeah, I know we just raised the price, but we're going to raise the price again. Hey, now you can get this one, but this one has ads when you play. Hey, we have to raise the price of that. Hey, we're going to raise the price again. You know what? The cost of the internet went up. We have to raise the... Stop!
Yep.
I'm sorry I ranted.
I get it. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. It's... Businesses are running rampant because... A perfect example of this is like Netflix, right? They started off as this whole like, hey, we want to make this great. We want to make this accessible. We'll mail you DVDs, drop them off. They became an online thing. And of course, what they're famous for now, it's, hey, don't share your account with people. We need to charge you more money.
Yeah.
When years ago, they were just like, oh yeah, sharing your password is love.
Yep.
Be accessible. Share it with people. And I'm sure it's not the same leadership. Fuck, I really hope not. They've probably changed hands a couple of times since that post happened.
Yeah.
But businesses are just like, oh, this is going to make us money. Let's just buy these people out so that we can build it up and we can make more money. And they completely changed the brand from what it originally was.
Yeah. Not to get too far off topic, but before we move on, it's going to be a really sad day when the founder of Costco dies, because recently, I don't know if you heard about this, there was a boardroom discussion with the board and the founder, where one of the board members wanted to raise the price of Costco hot dogs. And the founder of Costco looked this man in the eyes and calmly explained that he would fucking kill him. And I gotta be honest, that's the kind of freaking founder and CEO we need in every company.
Hell yeah, brother.
So,
that's what I'm talking about right there.
There's your feel good. We brought you down. There's your feel good for the day. Support your local Costco, because all good things are Costco.
I will fucking this man threatened another person over raising the cost of a giant hot dog $1.
Yeah.
$1.
Yep. He said,
I want to be that man's friend.
Right. I want to
be that man's friend.
I want to buy that man a hot dog. Well, we've got some good news too. Chris, yet again, I mean, we're still waiting for Light No Fire, but once again, we have more. I feel like we talk about them once a month. Hello Games has another update for No Man's Sky. Dude, EVA just came out. EVA gameplay just came out, and now we've got another one. What do we got now?
Right, so now we have Remnant, which is just added. No Man's Sky is not what No Man's Sky originally was before. It's no longer just a game where you go out, you explore different planets and stuff like that. Well, it's kind of going back to that a little bit, if you ask me.
Okay.
Because No Man's Sky, it's about salvage and cleaning up planets. So they've got new things. I think they call it the gravitational coil. And you can basically set up salvage and planet cleaning operations to clean up planets, clean up salvage. They've got a whole slew. Like, you can basically build factories to aid you in this. They've got a ton of new vehicles.
Yeah, I'm watching some gameplay of it, and dude, the game looks even just, I don't know if it's always looked this way, and I'm just nostalgia goggling this, but it looks graphically like they have changed a lot.
They have updated the graphics a little bit since they last came out. Not majorly, but they have updated. Things do look a little bit smoother.
Yeah.
The colors are a little bit more vibrant. At least they are if you're playing on, a decent high-end gaming PC.
Sure.
But like one of the big things is like scrap collection and hauling. So you have, if I remember right, you can actually build underwater vehicles, go underwater. You're not just building a base anymore. It's like you can actually go down there, do a whole bunch of stuff. I think they added fishing. They've got heirloom armor sets, which I think is something they do specifically for all of their like new expeditions. That's like seasonal content. If you're not familiar with it, you can go in, you have a list of tasks that you can complete. And as you complete all these tasks, you'll unlock new cosmetics and just like other various things that you get in game that you can only get specifically through that expedition. They've gone back to what the game kind of initially was. It's not just, I'm going to go find myself one really good planet, build up a sweet base, and just kind of do all this stuff, and then maybe I'll do some exploring. It's, hey, yeah, cool, build yourself a home base, build a teleporter, go out, find yourself some planet that you need to clean up, pick up a bunch of salvage, go build yourself this truck, and just load it up with stuff, bring that truck back, process all that stuff, clean this place up, fight the sentries, all kinds of stuff. They've got tools, gear, various new cosmetics.
Yeah, there's like a
new
gravity
vehicles.
gun that they're using a lot to help like move the objects around and throw them and stuff. It's very cool.
Yeah, and it's not just salvage. There's industrial waste planets now too. So it's like you're not just gathering salvage and like basically, cleaning the place up because some asshole decided they were going to throw litter all over the place. There's actual waste, and you can, I don't know to the extent because I haven't played this content update yet.
Sure.
But it's giving me the impression of, it's like you're going out there and you're basically purifying a planet and making it clean and habitable again.
Nice. Yeah, I see there's a down ship too. In part of the trailer here, it looks like there's a down ship that crashed that looks like you can drive to and salvage, and That's very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool.
They've added so much to it.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's making me want to go back and play.
Same.
Because
I want to play it in VR, dude. Like, I really want to play it in VR. Yeah.
This game, No Man's Sky, has so much to offer players nowadays. Do you want to just build a cozy base or build multiple cozy bases, link them all with teleporters so you've got teleporting at work? It's like, okay, cool. I can go gather these resources at this type of planet. Yep, I'll go back to my central place, go to that place. Do you want to do underwater exploration? Do you just want to fish? Do you want to go out and catch a bunch of alien fish? Do you just want to go out and find rare spacecraft? Do you want to build your own ship from the ground up?
Hell yeah. Give me the fucking Ebon
And
Hawk.
now it's the absolute creativity that people have done with the Corvette ships is what they're calling them.
Yeah.
Look up videos or images, just like No Man's Sky Corvette builds, and just look at what people have made. It is absolute fucking insanity.
Yeah, I believe it.
I don't have the creative spark for that, but God, do I love seeing what other people come up with, because it absolutely blows me away.
Yeah.
I really want to see somebody build a Corvette, like just a massive Corvette, that's just a mobile salvage base.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That would be absolutely amazing. Like I'm gonna be keeping an eye out on YouTube for stuff like this, because I know if I've had the idea, there's some asshole YouTuber out there with 2 million followers who's just like, oh yeah, I'm stealing this idea, we're totally doing this.
Oh hey, not to disrail too much, our episode where we talked about Darkhaven, the developers commented on that, so it makes me wonder if we're gonna see a Karth smash attack, because you called it out directly in that conversation. So I'm like, I wonder if we're gonna get royalties for that.
Hell yeah.
Sorry,
You're
that
welcome.
made me think of that.
But yeah, so like the Gravitino Coil, the gravity gun, right? Brand new multi-tool module that lets you magnetize, lift, carry, and throw large objects from scrap piles to Sentinel drones. So now you can use the environment to fight back against, these Sentinels.
Yeah.
It's turned the game into more of a physics playground. I love this nerdy shit. Like, I eat this shit. Like, I'm the guy who'll have a conversation with you about string theory and gravitational waves drunk as fuck for fun, because that stuff, I eat that shit up for breakfast.
For sure.
I love it. This Cyclops scope, exocraft technology that integrates the driver's analysis visor to scan fauna, flora, materials, and objectives while driving.
Nice.
So it's no longer you're stopping, scan, stop, scan, stop, scan, stop, scan. You can do this on the go now, which is huge, because that's going to save you a ton of time. Sure, you can run around on foot, use your scanner to gather all this information, but if you can just stick that onto a vehicle and just drive around, you're like, okay, cool, I'm going to go way over there to this POI, check that out. I'm just going to drop this scanner on this vehicle because I just landed on this planet, and I'm just going to go scan a bunch of stuff. That's awesome. That's a huge quality of life improvement. I look forward to see what people are going to do with this new industrial type content update that No Man's Sky has brought to this, and see how people are going to integrate that into like Corvettes, which is like a brand new thing that just got added, just a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
They're doing an amazing job adding content that's just adding on top of what they already have in game.
Yeah.
And just absolute applause to you guys, because when No Man's Sky first came out, I played it and I was just like, like most people, this isn't really what I'm looking for. I went back to Elite Dangerous.
Sure.
I played a little bit of Star Citizen. No Man's Sky was completely off the radar for me for like the first 2 years of its existence.
Fair.
I love where they're at. I am going to go back and play it once my work-life balance is out, especially with this industrial thing. I've looked at videos and it just looks so fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't wait.
Absolutely.
Can't wait.
I'm right there with you. Once my life balances out a little bit, I'll be right there with you. But it makes me really excited for what they've got with Light No Fire, because they've said that everything that's coming to No Man's Sky is something they're doing in Light No Fire, more or less, right? Like, so the ship's thing for spaceships is boats in Light No Fire. So I'm curious to see what the flip of this industrial thing is in Light No Fire. Like, how did that come to be? Because they're developing for that and then backporting it all to No Man's Sky. So very cool. Very cool. Well, let's jump into some quickfire. Starting us off here, if you're in the market for an AMD CPU, GPU, or new gaming laptop, I will have an image on screen here. If you're watching, if you're listening, check the description below. Hopefully I remember to put it there. If not, you might want to come over to the video side and watch this. But there's a list of CPUs, GPUs, and gaming laptops that are powered by AMD that if you buy, you get a free copy of Crimson Desert, which comes out this month at time of recording. Well, time of post. So yeah, Crimson Desert's right around the corner. It's wild to think that just September was so long ago, and yet it feels like it was yesterday for me. I feel like I just got done playing this game with Matt Powers at the booth at PAX, and I cannot wait to not be able to play it after I buy it when it comes out. But if you buy an AMD GPU or CPU right now, or a gaming laptop, again, specific models, I'm sure I have that footage on screen for you, or that image on screen for you, you get a copy of Crimson Desert. And I'm sure places like Newegg and everything is advertising it too, so it should be pretty clear. Now, I haven't played it myself, but a pretty good PC survival RPG is going to be making its way to consoles later this year. Bellwright, which is a medieval survival RPG that I've looked at quite a few times, is currently in, I believe, early access on PC. Well, it's going to be coming to Xbox and PS5 later this year. So if you're looking for a new survival RPG, medieval style gameplay, really good looking graphically, maybe check out Bellwright. It's coming later this year. No release date currently. Then I've got a couple of games here. This first one is a grounded FBI profiling thriller game coming in 2026. So it is, how do I explain this? It's almost more tabletop. You get images and documents and things like that. It narrates through the gameplay. You probably see it on here on screen as I'm rolling the footage. It is a drawn game, but you basically investigate 2 murders in a small town as an FBI agent and try to find out who this killer is. It looks really cool. It's a very focused, short game. I believe it is roughly 3 hours long. Yeah, tight focus, 2.5 hour to 3 hour case that tells a deep, atmospheric story in the 1980s American South. Investigate a gritty setting, beautifully illustrated and unique 2D art style, examine evidence using techniques inspired by FBI thought processes and procedures, interpret evidence as you see fit, and influence the outcome of the investigation. Experience a gradual and natural expansion of evidence and complexity. This is called The Big Hollow 1982, and it will launch on PC later this year. You can get the demo right now on Steam or GOG. So it looks pretty cool. I'm a big fan of, like, there was a subscription-based murder mystery box that you could subscribe to. I don't know if it's still around anymore, but it was like a monthly game where, like, they would ship you a box.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I don't remember what it's
yeah, I do.
To Catch a Killer or something. I don't remember what it is called, but this kind of feels like that.
To Catch a Killer was a TV show.
Yeah. What was it? I don't remember what it was called, but this gives me those kind of vibes. But as a much more like, this is a single experience. You're going to get your evidence and you can talk through with other agents in this game. And you have to go through things and kind of discern what happened in these murders. And it looks really cool. The second game I have for you is one I've talked about before with Zach.
Hunt a Killer.
Hunt a Killer. That's what it was. Thank you, Chris. Is it still going? Is that still a thing? I don't want to derail too far, but that was something I was always interested in signing up for.
Yeah, so there's a couple of different ones, but so Mysterious Package Company is one right now. It looks like there's Ink and Clues.
Okay, so there's a
Masters of Mystery.
There's a couple of people that kind of picked up the got it, yeah. So Sonara the Sacrament, a game that Zach and I talked about a couple episodes ago, has a demo out now on Steam. And if you missed that episode, the coolest thing about this game is that they used LiDAR to map an actual ship for the map. So everything in the game is part of a real ship, and it's a first-person survival horror game. Looks really cool, very inspired by Resident Evil, and has that level of creep factor to it. But there's a cult that you are trying to survive. and you're stuck on a ship with them, and all kinds of manner of eldritch and awful horrors happening around you. So the new trailer looks a lot more promising than the old one. The last one kind of looked like a hallway simulator. It was a lot of walking, not a lot happening. This one seems a little bit more action-packed, a little bit more going on. Honestly, I'm into it, so...
You know what it kind of reminds me of?
What's that?
Now that you mention it a little bit? The movie Ghost Ship.
Yeah.
That was a good horror movie.
Yes. It's great. That was at the time of like when shock horror was first starting to become popular and they could do some really good, surprising things with it.
Hopefully this game can bring some of those elements,
There's,
the forefront, and actually like capitalize on how fun that style of game can be.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said about the horror of being stuck in a location and going beyond that, like, because you're on a boat, you only have so far you can escape. But going beyond that, being in the lower decks and having no source of light other than what you have. And I don't know if any of you have been on boats. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. I know Zach has. I know I have. Chris, I don't know if you've been below decks, but it's kind of unnerving when you step out and you're like the only one. You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason cruise ships have their guest decks above the water line. You don't go very low on the low decks. Like, that's all crew, and it's creepy, man.
There's a reason cruise ships have a fuck ton of lights all over them.
Yeah. And I mean, I've been in lower decks on some ships and slept on some ships, and there's an eeriness to it for sure, especially when you're in it, it's dark, and you're the only person in a corridor with all these half-open doors or just empty, voided areas. It's almost the liminal space thing, but so much worse, in my opinion. So.
Yeah. I've had the opportunity one time to be on a ship below decks, and it was a little unnerving even for me.
Yeah, I mean, even just being there with other people, there's this sense of like you have no idea what or where you've got no point of reference. There's no windows. You've got what's in front of you. And like, it's so easy to get turned around and think you're headed towards the bow and be headed towards like, the aft or the stern or the port or the starboard. Like, it's so easy to get confused.
Now you're just throwing out words.
It's a maze, really. And that can be super disorientating and really upsetting. Not to mention if you're prone to seasickness, even on those massive cruise ships, they move a little bit. Not usually too much, but below deck on a smaller ship, shit gets wild. So
you'll feel it. You'll feel it.
Yeah. So it's rife for a good horror game, and I think Sonara the Sacrament might do it. Again, another game I would love to pick up and not be able to play. So. Well, that, I think, just about wraps it up for our free side tonight. Chris, do you have any final thoughts before we head over to Patreon?
Yep.
Good thoughts? Good words?
Yep.
Yep.
I thought some thoughts.
Yep. You had thoughts. You just didn't speak them.
Yeah.
You kept the inside thoughts inside. I'm proud of you. Well, everyone, I think that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. Thank you so much for listening or watching or whatever you're doing. Please don't watch and drive. Listen and drive. And we're going to head over to Patreon, talk about a new Horizon game over there, as well as the upcoming games for the next 2 weeks. We will see you next time.